How are you all? Welcome back to the class. Today we are going to proceed with the chapter Light, Shadows and Reflection. We have completed part 1 of this chapter, which was regarding the light, where we have studied that light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy and light travels in straight line, right? And we have studied some examples of certain things, how the light reflect to that body, right? So in the previous section I have given some glimpse about how the reflection of light works. Today in this section we are going to study the reflection of light in a detailed form. Okay, so let's see what we are going to cover in this video. So in this video we are going to study about how do different materials reflect light. First we are going to study how does the light reflect on a body, reflection of light, and then we are going to study about the different objects and different materials, how do they react when the light get on it, right? And how do the light reflect upon certain different kinds of materials. Okay, so we are going to study about the transparent objects, the translucent objects and the opaque objects. Okay, we are going to see the detail in this section. So let me tell you how the light gets reflected. Okay, so we all know that light comes from the source. Okay, there is a source which we have studied in the previous section also. There is the source which are known as luminous source. Okay, so we have studied that there are two types of light sources, which the source which get preheated and then emit light. Okay, and the second one which does not need any light or any preheat process to emit light. Okay, so here we can see how does the light reflect. In this one we can see the source. This is our source. This sun is the source of light. Okay, and it is emitting the light on the leaves, right? Light rays travel in straight line from a source. We have studied that light always travel in unidirectional form. Light have only one direction to follow, which is straight. Okay, light travels straight path. Okay, from source the light is emitted in a straight path. Okay, when a light ray hits on an object, it can be reflected or bounced off its surface into our eyes. We have studied this. If there is a source, this is the source, the sun is the source, and this is the object where the source is emitting its light on this object. So what happened when rays of light come to this object? The rays of light emit, right? The rays of light bounce, okay, from this object. When it hits, the rays of light when get hits to the object, it bounce back. The rays which get bounced back from an object are known as the reflected rays. Okay, now what happened when these reflected rays get bounced back from this object, it comes to our eyes. Okay, then with the eyes, with the help of eyes, we can see the object. So the source of the light is important, the rays which come to the object, and then the rays which bounce back and turn into reflected rays which gets on our eyes, then we are able to see the object. All this process where there is the source, the rays, the reflected rays, the eyes are involved, is known as reflection of light. Why does this reflection of light important? Because we can see the object when the reflection of light is done. Okay, we can only see the object when the process of reflection of light is followed. Okay, so in result, the reflection of light result in seeing the objects. Vision of object is possible because of the reflection of light. Okay, now we are going to see three different objects which are three different materials, which how do they affect when light gets on it? How do the light bounce back? Sometimes the light does not bounce back. In certain kinds of materials are present in our surroundings जिसमें light कभी reflect नहीं होती, कभी bounce back नहीं होती. Okay, so we are going to study about the three different materials to see how does the light reflect on different kind of materials. Okay, first we are going to see how does the light reflect, right? Some materials reflect light well. बहुत अच्छे से हम light को reflect कर लेते हैं. These are objects which shine smooth surfaces. You have seen the mirror. Mirror is very common in our homes, right? We always use those mirrors, right? So mirror as a structure, you can see the transparent. Transparent means the object which is where the light can easily pass through. Okay, you can see it. You can see your face in the mirror because that substance, that mirror is a transparent substance. Okay, behind that transparent substance or the mirror is a shiny smooth surface. Okay, the mirror substance which is made behind the material is deliberately used as a smooth surface. स्मूथ सरफेस से बनाया जाता है वो मिरर का उसका हिडन पार्ट। क्यों बनाया जाता है? क्योंकि जो लाइट होती है वो शाइनी सरफेस पे बहुत ज्यादा रिफ्लेक्ट करती है। ओके, वी कैन मेक ऑब्जेक्ट सच एज मिरर्स दैट आर यूजफुल बिकॉज दे रिफ्लेक्ट लाइट वेल। क्योंकि हमें डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज में मिरर का इस्तेमाल करना होता है, तो वो ट्रांसपेरेंट सब्सटेंस की तरह बनाया गया है, क्योंकि लाइट ट्रांसपेरेंट सब्सटेंस में इजीली स्मूथली रिफ्लेक्ट करती है। ओके, सम मटेरियल्स डू नॉट रिफ्लेक्ट लाइट वेल, वहीं पर अनलाइकली देयर आर सर्टेन मटेरियल्स व्हिच डज नॉट reflect the light well. These objects have rough and dull surfaces. Remember students, there are two kinds of materials in which the light gets reflected easily, and there are one substance where the light does not reflect easily. That one substance is made up of the rough surface. Okay, we have observed that light smoothly reflect on the surfaces which are smooth, which are shiny, but the surface which are little rough or dull, the light is not easy to penetrate or go through or reflect properly. Okay, we can see them but we cannot see images reflected in their surface. Okay, at these surfaces which are dull or rough, the light is not able to reflect smoothly. Okay, we are going to do an activity which make this learning understandable to you. Okay, which makes your learning like that. I can see if you are going to do this activity, it means you are understanding the concept. Okay, so please try to indulge in every activity. Okay, what do you know about light reflection? We have studied that reflection of light is the process in which the source emit out the light and emit out the light on an object, and those rays which get bounced back and turn into reflected rays, which in turn come to our eyes and we can see the object easily. This process is known as reflection of light. Explain how we are able to see the surface. Use the diagram below and follow by following the keywords to help you. Okay, so what you all can see in this diagram, there is a source which is a torch light, right? This is a source which is a torch. Okay, the light is emitting out from this source. Okay, what is the light source here? The light source here is torch, from which the rays of light are coming. Okay, now where are these rays of light are getting bounced back? This is the surface, this is the object. Okay, from here when the rays of light strike upon the object, then the rays of light get bounced. Okay, like this. You can see this arrow is going backwards and this is your eyes. Okay, so at the movement the reflected rays come to your eyes. When it gets bounced back from the surface and the reflected rays come to your eyes, you can see the surface or see the object. Okay, so through the help of light and the reflected rays we are able to see the light. आपको करना क्या है? आपको लेबल करना है कि क्या क्या यहाँ पे सोर्स है, आइस है और बोर्ड है। ये आपके हेल्प बॉक्स यहाँ पे दे रखी है, मैंने लेबल कर दिया है। ठीक है, इस तरह की एक्टिविटीज will help you making the concept understandable. Okay, so these are the answers. The light rays travel in straight line. Straight line है, unidirectional है, एक लाइन में जा रहे हैं from the source which is flashlight or a torch to the surface. When they hit the surface, they are called reflected in a straight line into our eyes, and this will result in the vision of the object. Okay, so in this way the source of the light helps you to see the different kinds of objects. Till now we have studied the reflection of light and how does the light reflect on a shiny surface and on a dull or rough surface. Okay, so we have understood that the shiny surface is very much easy for the light to reflect back and we can see the objects easily when the light goes through a shiny surface. But unlikely, the rough surfaces are not able to reflect the light back from the source and we are not able to see the object clearly when it is present on the rough surface. These two things which we have cleared. Okay, now we proceed. All right. Now there is one more activity. There are certain kind of objects which are present on the video on the slide. The first one is mirror, the card, foil paper, paper plate and scissors. Here you have to tell me which is the best reflector. As per the concept which I have make you understand that the shiny surface, the light will reflect easily, but on the rough surface, light will not reflect easily. Okay, so in mirror, is it going to reflect back the back light? Yes or no? Yes. Cardboard or card? No, because it's a rough surface. Foil, it's a shiny surface. Yes. Paper, not much, but little bit. Okay, so we will make a cross because it's a rough surface. Paper plate, cross. Scissor, no. Okay, so these are the materials which are the best reflectors of light. Okay, now we are going to study about the next section. From here I am going to tell you the 3 different materials which impact the reflection of light. Okay, these 3 materials will reflect differently. Okay, when the light bounce on it, when the light coming from the source, when it bounce on the surface, the 3 different materials react differently. We are going to see that. So how is light transmitted through objects? Okay, transmission of light we are going to study. Transmission means passing, okay, passing through. So you can see this is the source, this is the object, and this is the light rays. Okay, so what these rays of light are penetrating means going inside the source, means transmitting the source. Okay, so is it possible that every source result in transmission of light? Every object results in transmission of light? Yes or no? We are going to learn about this concept. Okay, when light hits on an object, it behaves in certain ways. As I told you that every material react or impact differently when the source of the light hit on it. Okay, transparent objects allows light to pass through them to the other side. So transparent objects means the objects which are having the shiny surfaces, okay, or which are see-through. Okay, we can see the other side easily. So in these kind of objects, the light transmit easily. The light transmission happens very easily. Transparent object allows light to pass through them to the other side. Examples are glass and clear plastic. Okay. How is light transmitted through objects? One, we have studied one material which is transparent. Now the second material, translucent objects allow some light to pass through them. So you can see this is the source and this object is kind of translucent object. Have you seen the butter? The wrapping paper of butter is a translucent material, is made up of translucent material. When you hit the light upon it, you can see that there is a blurry vision. The light does not pass through, the whole light is not able to pass through that butter paper, right? So these kind of materials where the vision is little blur. Blur means कुछ vision जो है आपका वो थोड़ा धुंधला है, smoggy है, right? That kind of materials are known as translucent objects, which allow only some light to pass through them. Some of the light is absorbed. Examples are wax paper and frosted glass, which means the butter paper kind of. Okay, which is kind of in middle. It is a type of material which is like plastic and glass. It's a material which is in the middle of these two, glass and plastic. Okay, which gives out the blurry vision. Now we have learned about transparent materials, translucent material. We are going to study about the third material. Okay. So opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. See, this is the source of light. What is the difference between these three pictures? In the first picture, we can see the whole light is passing through the object. You can see this is the object. The light rays are passing very smoothly without any restriction. They are passing through the object. Okay. The second light, only some of light is transmitted. And in this third image, no light, you can see no light is transmitted. Okay. So these kind of objects are known as opaque objects. Okay. Light is either absorbed or reflected. The whole light is either absorbed by the object. Okay. Examples are wood and metal. And you have seen that cardboard also. And the light is not able to transmit it through the cardboard because it's an opaque object. Okay. So till now we have studied about the reflection of light. Okay. We have studied how does this reflection of light takes place. We have studied about the materials which result in proper reflection of light, and second we have studied about the three different materials, how do they result when the light get transmitted. Okay, so on the basis of this I'm going to, this is followed by certain activities which make your understanding very easy. Okay, let's see what are the activities. Okay, what do you know about light transmission? Right now we have studied when the light is penetrated or light is transmitted through different kind of objects, which that is transparent, translucent and object. These processes are known as transmission. Okay, this process is known as transmission. So in this activity what you have to do, you have to read each statement in the table below and tick the correct columns. Okay, so what is the statement? Hardly any light passes through. Which kind of objects happens to transmit only some kind of light? Yes, it's translucent. Almost all light passes through. Transparent. You can clearly see through the object. The vision, the image which is formed is very clear to it. No smoggy vision or no blurry vision. So it's transparent object. This happens only in transparent object where the light is transmitted completely, and that is why the image which is formed, the vision which is formed is very clear to you all. You cannot see through the object. Yes, it's opaque. The light does not transmit it. The light does not transmit it through these kind of objects, and you are not able to see the object. You can partially see through the object, means some light is passed and you can see the vision which is blurry. That happens in translucent objects. Okay, let's see the result. You can see this result. Okay. Now we will study some kind of experiment, okay, to see how does the light transmit. Okay, so this equipment is source only. Okay, don't get confused. This is the source. Here we are taking the source as a flashlight, and this is the object we have taken leaf, and this is the translucent object which is kind of tissue paper. Okay, and this is the transparent object which are spectacles. Okay, let's see. So first we will put this opaque object here as the object to see whether the light is transmitted through it or not. So gather a section of objects made from different materials. आप रूम की सारी लाइट्स ऑफ कर देंगे. ठीक है. Hold the first object 15 cm from a wall. Shine a torch directly at the object. आप सब observe करेंगे and record करेंगे the results. To see all light pass through, some light pass through or no light pass through. Yes, we already know the answers. Transparent objects here, the light will transmit completely. Translucent objects, some of the light is going to transmit, and an opaque object, no light will pass through. Okay. Okay, so here is one more I'm going to give you. Okay, so this is the flowing water. You can see it's a flowing water. What kind of vision it is giving to you all? Yes, it is giving us some blurry vision. Okay, so what kind of object it is? Transparent, translucent or opaque? Yes, it's a translucent material, translucent object where we can see the vision is little blurry, little smoggy. Okay, so this is a translucent object. So we have completed the objective of reflection of light. We have completed three different materials, and the transmission of light, we have completed it all. So there is one small section in this chapter which is regarding shadow. We will continue by understanding about the shadows. Okay. So there is a very short topic in your NCERT regarding the shadows. So in this slides we are going to study about the shadows, how they are formed, and which material from transparent, translucent, and opaque, which material is used or is help in forming the structures known as shadows. Okay. So before proceeding with the chapter, we should know not chapter, the part of the chapter, the shadows. So we are going to explore the fascinating world of shadows and understand the science behind how they are formed. Okay. So basically, before proceeding with knowing the definition of shadows, I want to know, you all know that something is walking along with you, right? This type of structure, it's a bird shadow. Okay, it always walk alongs with you, right? You're when you're moving on a road, there is some kind of these kind of structures which are walking along with you. So these kind of structures in science we term them as shadows. Okay, so what are shadows? Shadows are basically the dark areas which are formed when object blocks the light. So what happens, if there is a light and an object, the object which is bigger in size as in comparison to the source of light. Okay, so that objects block the light, and in the result we get what? Shadow is the image of that particular object. Okay, so what is there, what are the components of shadow formation? So the light source, usually the light source which is going to emit the light, the object which is going to bounce back that light, and the surface, the backdrop where the shadow is cast. So in this case, the object is not going to bounce back the emitted light from the source. Instead, that light is going to block by the object. Okay, the reason can be that the size of the object would be more larger than the source of light. So what happens, when the shadow is cast, that object result in providing the hindrance in the way of source of light. Okay, so which result in casting a shadow on a particular surface. That surface can be a road, can be a wall. Okay, so three components are involved in the formation of shadows: the light source, the object which is going to block that light, and the third, the surface where the shadow is going to be casted. Okay, so light source can be anything: the sun, the lamp. You all know that there are luminous sources of light from where the light is going to emit it. So it can be the sun, the light, the lamp, anything. Okay, so yes, the source of light is important in the formation of shadow, because ultimately that light is going to be blocked by an object, which result in formation or casting of the shadow. Okay, so if the shadow is going to form, you are going to see the shadow only if there is a kind of surface which is going to cast that shadow. Okay, that surface can, as I already told, that surface can be a road or can be a wall. Okay, so the role of surface where the shadow is cast can be the wall, the ground. Okay, the surface receives the shadow and displays its shape. Okay, so what happens, the shadow is like similar to the object for which the shadow is going to be casted. Okay, the same this image which is going to display by the shadow is likely to be seen as the object which is going to be blocked the source light. Okay, now there is nothing much in this chapter about shadows. So there are certain kind of applications. Do you know, in ancient times there were no digital watches or analog watches from where the people are going to know the time. The sun is the ultimate source which is going to tell us about the time, about the day, the night, and the afternoon time. But there should be some particular precise measurements of time to be known by those people. So these are the practical uses of shadows, such as sundials, shadow clocks, and solar panels, optimizing energy collection. So basically, in these kind of sundials, the structure is like that. There is this round shaped structure has been formed by those people, and all the numbers are being formed like this, and some kind of pole like structure is constructed in between these digital numbering. Okay, so what happens when the sun comes? The pole casts its shadow. Okay, the pole casts its shadow on these numbers one by one. Okay, according to the time, and by this the casting shadow of the pole, people are going to know the approximate or precise timing of that particular day. Okay, so in this way the shadow helps in providing them information about the approximate timing of the during the day. So in India, Maharaja Jai Singh from Jaipur took an initiative to form a sundial in Jaipur. One is in Jaipur and one is in New Delhi. Okay, so this particular sundial is a kind of exhibition, and it's a place where people used to go. This place is known as Jantar Mantar, okay, by Maharaja Jai Singh. So it's a kind of shadow applications for the people in India, initiative started by Maharaja Jai Singh. Okay, so these are some kind of application of shadows. Only this much is in your NCERT. So we will now proceed with the next part of this chapter in the next video. Okay.